I'm sure you can appreciate why I'd prefer to keep this off the Daily Wire platform, as well as the true reason why we were never able to make any discussion happen. Let's choose a neutral, trustworthy platform. I vote Patrick Bet-David. Hilarious. Candace, I can see why you'd want to hide behind a moderator, particularly one who said we should rename our company the Daily Jewish Wire just yesterday. No, one-on-one, Monday at 5 p.m. We can sit down and have a healthy debate like adults, and we'll live stream it on X and YouTube. Take it or leave it. As to the true reason you didn't respond to my offer to sit down with you and discuss these issues publicly or privately back in February, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Here's context for the PBD thing.
Ben and Candace, let me first start off by saying I am so happy the two of you guys are talking, as well as agreeing to do a sit down. Obviously, the detail is the challenge where we're going to figure out. Let me give you a couple things I want you to be thinking about. One, Ben, let me address your issue about what I said yesterday with the Daily Israeli Wire. I even said the Daily Jewish Wire. If you haven't watched the entire context of what I said, I'm going to put the link below. You can go watch the entire thing on what I said from the beginning to the end. I highly recommend you watch it. Secondly, why I think you have to know where my perspective is slightly different is I understand where you're coming from because I lived in Iran as a kid from the day I was born till 10 years old, where we were bombed 167 times in one day. 500,000 people died, and I was a Christian kid living in a nation where 98% were Muslim. We were afraid to talk about what we were all about. So I feel the pain of people living in Israel, and I fully feel the pain of some of the folks who are Christian folks maybe living in Palestine that don't agree with what's going on with Hamas. I understand both sides, and that's why I understand what Candace is saying, and I also understand why you have the position that you have. Having said that, there's a couple things I want you to be thinking about. Number one,
What? I'm sorry. How? What is anti-Semitism when you get bombed all the time? Or I don't understand how that connected at all. Did I just not understand that? I'm sorry. I have to re-listen.
Beginning to the end, I highly recommend you watch it. Secondly, why I think you have to know where my perspective is slightly different is I understand where you're coming from because I lived in Iran as a kid from the day I was born till 10 years old, where we were bombed 167 times in one day. 500,000 people died, and I was a Christian kid living in a nation where 98% were Muslim. We were afraid to talk about what we were all about. So I feel the pain of people living in Israel, and I fully feel the pain of some of the folks who are Christian folks maybe living in Palestine that don't agree with what's going on with Hamas.
Okay. I think you just wanted to shoehorn that into there, but okay.
I understand both sides, and that's why I understand what Candace is saying, and I also understand why you have the position that you have. Having said that, there's a couple things I want you to be thinking about.
He's saying he was bombed like Israel's bombing Palestine. Yeah, but I think my guess is going to be when Ben Shapiro, my guess, is having like broader talks about like anti-Semitism, or especially when you're talking about people like Candace Owens, it's the weird like anti-Semitic conspiracy about everything. It's not actually like directly related to Israel-Palestine. Maybe the context for what they were arguing about was though. But I know that Candace has had a lot of weird kind of anti-Semitic that's not really anything about Israel or Palestine. But maybe I just don't know the context. I'm not sure.
Number one, you are Jewish. I think you're from Burbank, California, if I'm not mistaken. You got 4 kids. I'm Middle Eastern, Armenian, Assyrian, born in Iran. I went to Glendale, California. And then we have Candace, who I believe is from White Plains, New York, with 3 kids. We're all family folks, right? When we come down and sit down and have the conversation together.
What has she said that's been anti-Semitic? She does like the weird thing about like Jews controlling society, or why is this Jewish man attacking me? It's just like the weird just asking questions about the Jews. I feel like she was heavily implying in tweets a month ago or 2 months ago that Jews created to destroy like white men in the West. She was like on that kick. She's just always been like weird like that.
We're in America today. So this is my proposal to you. If you're America first, we, Valuetainment, have agreed that if you want to do the sit down with us, a fair and balanced sit down, the moderating of the two of you, we will give $250,000 to Laken Riley's family because of what's happening today with illegal immigration.
That's such a weird connection. Oh my God. Why would you even invoke? That's so weird. Okay. $250,000. Is this interview worth $250,000? Even if you got 10 million views on the video. Jesus. I wonder what other funnels they have for $250,000. That's so much money for this interview. Huh.
It's the #1 issue in America, and I think it matters.
Oh, hold on. It's not $250,000. it'd probably be closer to, well, it's still a lot of money, but he'd be closer to like $170,000 or something, or 160. It depends on how they structure their, because if they donated that 250,000, well, but if they're donating to the family, it has to go through a 501c3 or some other type of tax structured thing in order to get it as a write-off, right? I don't think you can just give money to somebody and write it off on your taxes. It has to go through a charitable foundation or organization or something, right? I think.
Matters to the both of you. So no matter where you live, today we're raising our kids in America. So I want to make sure we're America first. And last but not least, while we're talking about this, I'm going to be around for a very long time in this space. We're going to be hosting many, many different types of conversations like this. Whether you're left, center, or right, people come here, they feel safe with us, which means we're going to do a very fair interview with the two of you. And the details is on you to say yes or no. If not, totally understand. If you're open to it, I think I live 25 minutes away from you. Let's make this happen and unite specifically to the biggest voices in the conservative space. Take care, guys.
Watch the clip in its entirety. 24 and a half minutes. Oh my God. Candace, I want to debate Ben Shapiro. Can anybody make that happen? Ben, yes, I can make that happen. Candace, not like that. Damn. What a wild ride.
All right. Shapiro vague posts about Candace Owens firings. Isn't this kind of a little bit old news? Have we already gone over this? When I say we in the royal we. Meaning,
yeah, we have.
Yeah, we have. Okay. There's a lot of stuff here. What was the takeaway from this?
Candace is just a weird conspiratorial loser. She's still salty as by getting fired from the Daily Wire.
Yeah.
She publicly tried to call out Ben Shapiro for a debate. He accepted. She started to add conditions. And then the PBD studio is willing to pay $250,000 to host the debate. Ben and the Daily Wire just want to do it in some neutral studio in Texas. It's just like a bunch of dumb. It's going to be a big debate with a lot of views, but it's going to be stupid because Candace is stupid. And yeah.
There's no way they would get $250,000 back from that, right?
No.
Yeah, that's such a waste of money. So it's all bull.
Well, if they wanted to donate they wanted to donate it, so tax write-off.
Tax write-off doesn't, you see, I hate it when people do this. That doesn't mean anything. This just means throwing the money away.
No,
it's like tax write-off would be just the same. Actually, they would be better in every way to try and make money and have less, just an expense.
What is ROI?
Return on investment.
Okay.
Boom.
How do you measure a return on an investment?
Well, you spend a certain amount and whatever you get back is profit.
Correct.
Yeah.
And if you can decrease the amount that you spend by tax liability, then you'd have to make less money.
I feel like you're
ROI.
You know what
wow,
you're trying
there
to
you
do?
go. Oh my God. So
you're me right now because I've been drinking, but I already, because of my internal credit score calculations that I have in my brain, I already know that this to be false. If they were to spend $250K, and let's say they got back $100K, they would get back $100K, and then they would have $150K loss. That would be better than a $250K loss if they just donated the money.
If they were to what?
I was very clear. How do you not hear me?
You said if they were to spend $150K.
No, listen, I'll say it again.
So let me preface this real quick.
Oh, here we go. Yes.
To help you a bit.
I don't need help. You need help. Go ahead.
The $250K, they said in order to get that the debate, they would donate the $250K to like a family. So all that $250K that they would donate would be completely written off or whatever.
Oh.
Listen, I don't want to do this topic. I understand.
Yeah, okay. So if they did that, then they would try to get the best of both worlds. But I still feel like they would come out probably not ahead. How much do you think they could make from that thing?
I don't know. You're backing off your point, though, but you were completely right. It doesn't matter. I was completely wrong. Because if you donate $250K and it lowers your tax liability to some number, it doesn't matter because whatever money you make back is taxed.
Okay.
Right? Is what you're saying.
You're saying I'm right. So I like the way that is, I like the way that's going. So we can move on to the next one.
I appreciate that, Destiny.
All right, bye.
Remember to hit that like and subscribe, and don't forget the notification bell so that my videos show up right in your feed.